the father who gave his life to save his daughter. In November 2021, the sky over Michigan looked calm and ordinary, the kind of quiet afternoon that gives no warning of the tragedy about to unfold. A small plane carried four adults, among them pilot Mike Purdue, his wife, and another couple, along with his 11-year-old daughter, Lainey. It was supposed to be a routine flight, just another journey across familiar skies. No one on board could have imagined that within moments everything would change forever. At first, nothing seemed out of the ordinary. The hum of the engine, the steady rhythm of the flight, it all felt normal. But then something went wrong. The aircraft began to lose control, descending faster than it should. Panic must have filled the cabin as the ground rushed closer, each second heavier than the last. In those final moments, there was no time for long decisions, no chance for escape, only instinct. And that's when Mike acted. Without hesitation, without thinking of himself, he turned to his daughter. As the plane rapidly dropped, he pulled Lainey into his arms, wrapping her in a tight, protective embrace. A final bear hug that would become the difference between life and death. It wasn't just a gesture of comfort, it was a shield. He positioned his body around hers, taking on the full force of what was about to happen, as if his only purpose in that moment was to keep her safe no matter the cost. The crash was devastating. Metal twisted, the aircraft shattered, and in an instant everything went silent. The impact claimed the lives of all four adults on board. But somehow, within the wreckage, there was a small pocket of life, a space carved out by a father's final act of love. That space protected Laney. His body had absorbed the worst of the impact, creating just enough protection to spare her from fatal injury. When rescuers arrived, what they found was nothing short of miraculous. Amid the destruction, Laney was alive. She had suffered only minor injuries, something almost impossible given the severity of the crash. It didn't make sense at first. How could a child survive something so catastrophic when no one else did? But the answer was right there, in the position she had been found, in the way her father had held her in those final seconds. He had made a choice, not one spoken in words, but one made in an instant, driven by pure instinct and unconditional love. He used his own body as a shield, knowing, whether consciously or not, that it might cost him everything. And it did, but in doing so, he gave his daughter something priceless, a second chance at life. Laney's survival wasn't luck alone, it was the result of a father's final selfless act, a moment where love outweighed fear, where protection mattered more than survival. Long after the wreckage was cleared and the headlines faded, that single act remained, a powerful reminder of how far a parent will go to protect their child. In the end, the crash in Michigan was a tragedy that took four lives. But within that tragedy, there was also a story, one of courage, sacrifice, and a love so strong that even in the face of death, it refused to let go.